Hello, my name is Leon Wells, and I'll be going over Psalms 64 with you today. Psalm 64 is one of the protection psalms that are in the Bible of Psalms. Hear my voice, O Yahweh, in my prayers. Preserve my life from fear of the enemy. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity, who with their tongues like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words, that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly do they shoot at him, and fear not. They encourage themselves in an evil manner. They commune of lying snares privately. They say, who shall see them? They search out iniquity. They accomplish a diligent search. Both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep. But Yahweh shall shoot at them with an arrow, suddenly shall they be wounded. And he shall make their own tongues to fall upon themselves, and all that see them shall flee away, and all men shall fear and shall declare the work of Yahweh. For they shall wisely consider his doing. The righteous shall be glad in the Lord, and trust in him, and all the upright in heart shall glory. And what I glean from this, I'm just going to go over it 1 through 10, and so we can get a better look at what he was thinking and what the situation was calling for. Hear my voice, O Yahweh, in my prayers to preserve my life from the fear of the enemies. He is afraid. He's calling for God's promise of protection. He's coming for God's promise of protection because somebody has made him fearful. Preserve his life from fear of the enemy. His enemies have made him fearful. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked. When there's a counsel coming against you, a secret counsel of the wicked, that means there's a lot of people against him. If anybody got a secret counsel against them, there's a lot of people and you don't know who they are. So you could be talking to a person on the secret counsel that are coming against you. You could literally be talking because it's done in secret. From the workers of iniquity. Oh, those are the plans and plots. The workers of iniquity, they do their plans and their plots and their schemes. That's all that stuff. Scheming on you, plotting and planning to harm you. Who with their tongues like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words. That means their tongues are sharper than a sword. That means their words, their words are coming at you. They're using words as arrows. Words, negative speech about you, negative occurrences about you, negative things about you, all these negative things coming towards you. And bitter words means it ain't even true. It ain't even true what's about you. They're just bitter words. It's anger. That they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. They're shooting at the righteous person for his righteousness. If you're righteous or perfect, but righteous, they're shooting at you because you're righteous. His righteousness got him the arrows getting thrown at him. And they doing it without fear. They don't feel that ain't nobody gonna come and help you. We getting you. We doing this. We've been plotting and planning this now. Now when they come to you bold, because they fear not. They encourage themselves in an evil manner. They commune of lying snares privately. They keep finding ways to hurt you. What is he doing? These are all traps and all of these things. They're traps. Was he doing this? Do we beat his kids? What do we do? He drink alcohol. Every little thing. They're looking in all these directions trying to stop you. So when they're coming with that, they're trying to stop you and they're using any matter. Anything you do wrong will trigger that and they'll come after you even harder. And what makes it so bad is they're doing it in private. Who shall see them? You can't tell it's them. You could be talking to one of the ones coming against you, but they doing it in secret, so you're not going to know. So you're not going to know until it's too late. That's why they do it in secret. They encourage themselves in inequity, then a diligent search, both the inward thought and every one of them, and the heart is deep. They are looking. They're searching. Every weakness you got, inequity, to accomplish a search, they searching you up and down, seeing where your flaws are at, so they can use it against you. Any thoughts that you have, anything that they can use against. And the heart is deep. They don't care about you. The heart is deep because they don't care about you. They're coming at you because of your rightnesses and they don't care. Their heart is deep. But Yahweh shall shoot at them with an arrow. Suddenly shall they be wounded. So they're using all these words to come at you as arrows. Now God is going to shoot at them with arrows of truth. And then suddenly be wounded, and that's judgment. He showed them when they shooting the arrow, and suddenly he's shooting the arrow at them. And protecting you, he's shooting arrows at them. And now they're wounded. That means they're judged. They're judged. And they're wounded. So they make all their tongues to fall upon themselves, and all that see them shall flee away. When you're judged, and you use your tongue on him, and God uses tongue on you, and you're judged, and you're found to be in the wrong, you flee away. You run away. You run away because you're afraid. Now you run away. And all men shall fear and shall declare the work of Yahweh, for they to wisely consider his doing. Now, God used this situation to show his mighty power, to show him identifying the problem, coming up with the solution and judging them. And that would make them flee away. The judgment caused them to flee. And then now when somebody comes at you, they're going to consider that. Consider his doing. Consider God is with him. Consider that before you come at him now. And number 10 is the righteous shall be glad in the Lord and shall trust in him, and all the upright in heart shall glory. That means God got all the glory. You were saved from your enemy, but God got all the glory. God got all the glory out of it because he showed them where they was wrong. He judged them for their wrongness, and they flee away from you. And the righteous is still standing there with God and trusting him. It shows everybody in the circle that God trusted you, and now you see where that trust got you. God is showing everybody through this protection psalm that he will protect you no matter what. And if it's a group come against you, whoever come against you, God is there. That's why you, the righteous shall be glad in the Lord, because of his protections and promises, and he's honoring them. This psalm shows you how he honored them, the way he honored them, the weapons they used against him, all came to bear, and God turned it into foolishness. He turned it into foolishness, and they had to flee away. Now everybody's going to trust in God because they seen God work so mightily in this situation. Now everybody going to want to have God with them, working in their situations. Once God showed this, now he done made a plan, and he done showed everybody how he do it. Now there's fear and reverence for God. There's fear and reverence. So when you come up against one of God's people, you better consider, like I said, consider your ways. Consider your doing. Because God is protecting his children. Consider your doing. Do not come up against the righteous with good plan, bad plan, any plan you got. God has just shown us in Psalm 64 that no matter what your plans or plots are, the righteous shall be glad in the Lord, and the truth in him, and all the upright in heart shall glory. That means everybody was going to be giving God praise. God showed it through this that in the end he gets the praise. He pulled you out of the fire, and he gets all the praise. You were just the person in the middle, but God used that situation that you were in to and pulled you out of it, so everyone can see God working. And this is how God protects his people. Psalm 64 is a perfect annotation of how he goes from one end of the spectrum, you're afraid, to at the other end, shall be in glory. He went from fearing, hear my voice, O Yahweh, in my prayers, preserve my life, I'm afraid, to at the end, the Lord shall trust in him, and all the upright in heart shall glory. Do you see where he started with all this fear in part 1? Verse 1, fear, and in verse... Now, as we review this, we saw Psalm 64 is a perfect adaptation to God's love and protection. And if you stand with God, this is how it comes down for you. He showed us the initial problems with the voice of Yahweh, the initial problems. He calling out for protection. And then he takes you to each step, 10 different steps. Fear of the enemy. He takes you to the counsel of the wicked. And then he's taking you to encourage themselves against you. And then all of a sudden, the diligent searches in your life to see what you did wrong. It takes you from the hardest deep, all the pain and struggle, the anger at you. And then it brings you to 7, where God shoots his arrows. Then, when God shoots his arrows and points out that what they're saying is not true, and then God judges them, and now he shoots that same arrow they shot at you, he shot it at them. That same arrow he shot at you, he shot at them, and they were wounded. And then, once they were wounded, they fled away. They ran away. They were wounded, they ran away. And this, next time, God showed himself, and now next time, they will wisely consider their doing. After God got the glory out of this, and he showed that you were right, he judged them, wounded them with their own arrows. From now on, anybody that comes to you or God's people, they must wisely consider what they're doing. When you come at the people of God, according to Psalm 64, you better wisely consider what you're doing. Because he is straight laid out what's going to happen. He's laid it out. Wisely consider you're doing. Because at the end, the righteous shall be glad in the Lord and shall trust in him, and all the upright in house shall glory. This isn't David getting the glory. God is getting all the glory. God is getting all the glory because he showed how powerful he was. He stood up for you and won your battle and took the very arrows they shot at you. He took those arrows and hit them with it. The very arrows, negative words, negative straws, talking to other bad people about you, doing all of this negative input for your life. God took those same arrows and shot them at them. And then they flee away. And now he getting at the end of chapter 10, his heart, your house show glory, because God is getting all the glory. He is getting all the glory of this experience. This is trusting God. From hear my voice, O Yahweh, in my prayers, to all the upright in heart show glory. You're going from fear for protection to glory in the end. And in Psalm 64, he lays out how he does it. He lays out the enemies that came against you. He laid out and it's a step-by-step orientation into the defense and protection of God's people. You just have to believe. You just have to believe. You got to see it for yourself. You have to see this Psalm 64 working from the beginning of fear to glory, to an upright heart and glory. And all the time, God is getting the glory. He don't need you to do a whole lot of nothing. He's going to get the glory. So, as I come to this and wrap it up, Psalm 64 is the perfect example of you coming to God, going through the 10 steps. To step 1, you're afraid and coming to God. Step 10 is you glory. You the upright in heart show glory. This is God's protection if you stand for from verse 1 to verse 7 to verse 10. He's showing you step by step how you're going to deal with the enemy. So trust in him. Thank you.